Out there with live cam this morning, a little humid out there, and it feels warmer than it did yesterday morning, but at least that humidity may be moving out in the next several hours. We're going to be checking in with Mike for that very soon.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi there, good morning. It is 6 a.m. on your Thursday, February 22nd.
Yes, Thursday, almost Friday. We almost made it to the end of the weekend. You know, even though it's humid, at least it's pretty calm out there right now.
It is, and very spring-like, mild temperatures to start out our workday. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Not seeing as much fog. There's a little bit. You head out 10 and toward Bernie. Visibility is starting to drop down. Be on the lookout for it this morning. But yeah, I mean, it's like we're closer to the normal high in the mid-60s right now. That will all change, and we get rid of the humidity. Although, now, despite we talk about a front moving through and all that, it's going to be even hotter in behind this thing later on today. First of all, view from our camera down there at Brook City Base. Nice shot of the skyline, so not any obscured visibility looking up toward downtown. There's Bernie with 2 miles visibility, dropping a little bit more in Castroville. And, you know, the past couple of days, you've had some fairly thick fog and heading out in toward the hill country. So as we roll on this morning, we're going to have to watch out for these dew points, these visibilities, pardon me, to drop down. Temperatures 60s all around. Los Maples just right about there at 59. And again, these dew points, the sort of measure moisture in the atmosphere, way up. Really came up the past couple of days. These numbers are going to be dropping like a rock later on this afternoon as we get that front to move through here. Windy conditions as well, and that's what's prompting the red flag warning in the western part of the hill country. High fire danger, elevated fire danger, pretty much San Antonio on to the west. And with that dry air, those downsloping winds, that's why temperatures are going to be just basically skyrocketing, getting up into the mid 80s, way above normal this time of year. All the allergens are on the low side. The updated count's going to come out in a couple of hours later on this morning. Temperatures are going to be holding steady for the next few hours. A couple of patches of fog, maybe some mist associated with that. We'll already make it up to 80 later on at noon. That's right around the time the front moves through, obviously sooner in the hill country. And then the humidity is going to be dropping down. The rain, I wish the wind is going to be picking up, and that's going to get us up to the mid 80s later on this afternoon. It's not going to be as warm the next few days. Low humidity, comfortable, still above normal temperatures, and then a much more potent front comes through the middle of next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Horn, what's going on?
It's still pretty quiet. By the way, Mike, my energy bill was really loving the last couple of days, but
yes,
the AC is going to be a must today with those kind of temperatures making their way up into the 80s, as Mike said. Hey, we look at the cameras here, 1604 and Wiseman. It's all been pretty good this morning. We've had some incidents, but nothing that's been terribly disruptive. This is 1604 at down there on the southwest side, 1604 at Spurs Ranch Road. Looks good there, too. And one more look here with TransGuide. 410 to Jackson Keller, smooth sailing. That is a place that often gets pretty busy, but right now it looks okay. Now, we do have one crash that we need to report. It's not showing up on our cameras because we don't have cameras here, TransGuide cameras, but Wurzbach Parkway at Wetmore, there are some units there. This came in as a rollover. We're not seeing any slowdowns in either direction, but that doesn't mean it won't cause some slowdowns here in the future. So we're going to keep an eye on that and try to get some more information. Otherwise, that's all we have out there at the moment. We do know that traffic will pick up here within the hour, and we'll continue to bring you updates, guys.
Thank you, Justin. I want to give you a heads up, folks. We're monitoring a large outage for AT&T customers this morning. According to the wireless service monitor website downdetector.com, the outage started just before 3 a.m. Right now, it has jumped to 35,000 customers reporting they are affected. I think one of the reasons why this just jumped is more people are waking up now and finding they don't have bars on their phone, or they have a weird SOS message where those bars used to be. Don't know what caused this, but we'll keep an eye on this throughout the morning.
Now to an Amber Alert that just went out to phones minutes ago. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is searching for Cecilia Alvarado. She is 13 years old, 5'5", 130 pounds, and has black hair, brown eyes, and was last seen wearing a gray shirt and black pants. Law enforcement believes that she is in grave or immediate danger. If you have any information regarding this abduction, you are asked to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. That number is on your screen right now. That is 713-755-7427.
New this morning, a woman is in serious condition at a hospital after being shot twice at an apartment complex on the northwest side late last night. Happened just before 10 p.m. in the 1800 block of Bandera Road near Bluefield Road. Witnesses told police that 3 people were seen running away from the scene. Officers looked for the suspects but found no signs of forced entry, no signs of theft, and no evidence of drug paraphernalia at the apartment. The woman was taken to a hospital, and so far, no arrests have been made.
After days of review, the Southland Conference is handing down suspensions for players involved in Monday night's brawl following the Incarnate Word and Texas A&M Commerce basketball game. 4 UIW players are included in that suspension. Elijah Davis will sit out the next 3 games. Gabe Bentel, Marcus Glover, and Alex Anderson were suspended for the next 2 games. Now, 4 A&M Commerce players are also suspended. Southland Conference Commissioner Chris Grant says the conference has clear expectations for sportsmanship and behavior, and the brawl was a clear violation of both.
Politics now. Republican governor going after a Republican House rep. One of the more heated races on the ballot this year is for State House of Representatives District 121. That's the Alamo Heights area. Republican incumbent Steve Allison has been targeted by Governor Greg Abbott because Allison doesn't support school vouchers. Allison joined our KSAT Q&A segment last night on KSAT News at 6. Along with vouchers, we asked him about the current migrant crisis at the border and what Governor Abbott has done in recent weeks.
I think we're headed in the right direction, and that's why I said I've supported the governor on his requests. I've been down to the border 3 times, most recently a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I made a point of talking to the guardsmen that are on the ground to get their input and reaction to what we're doing or not doing.
That was just part of our interview. You can watch the full one on KSAT Plus. There you can also watch our KSAT Q&A interview with Mark LaHood, one of Allison's challengers for State House District 121.
A reminder that early voting is underway in the Texas primary, and that continues until March 1st. You also have until this Friday to apply for a mail-in ballot. Election Day is on March 5th.
We have everything you need to know ahead of Election Day on KSAT.com. You can see a sample ballot, voting locations, and information about the candidates. Just scan this QR code on your screen to head to our Vote 2024 page on our website.
Back here at home, the city of Elmendorf has issued another boil water notice just 4 days after lifting the last one. City officials say it is due to continued repairs on a main water line. The boil water notice affects people who live in the areas of La Gloria, Old Corpus Christi Road, County Road 163, and south of Loop 1604. The city issued its previous notice last Thursday and lifted it on Saturday.
And before we go to break, second half, the rodeo road trip starts tonight. Our Spurs are at the Sacramento Kings with a 9 p.m. tip-off. That's followed by a back-to-back game against the LA Lakers tomorrow night.
Time now, 6:08 and 64 degrees for now.
After the break, a social service group at the east side hoping to keep the legacy of a San Antonio family alive. What they're doing now to restore one building that holds a century's worth of history inside its walls.
Let's look out there with a live cam this Thursday morning. Rise and shine. It is 6:08 and a little humid out there, and at least it'll be mild for people headed out to the rodeo today, tomorrow, and this weekend. We'll be right back.
Exactly 6:12. Good morning and welcome back. If you're driving down Cherry Street on San Antonio's east side, buildings can all start to look the same.
But Hope House Ministry says 430 North Cherry Street is worth stopping for, and its history is worth saving.
Our Avery Everett takes us inside the Sutton family home and shows what its future could hold.
They were everything you can imagine.
Sorting back through history,
Percy,
Everett Fly says the Sutton family helped to shape San Antonio.
voting rights, education, of course.
Samuel and Lillian Sutton were activists and advocates fighting for equal rights, and their children followed suit.
I'm not sure what gave him and the family the courage to continue to be advocates, but they really did. He has begun erecting a dwelling.
And Everett Fly says their family home was at the center of their legacy.
I can't think of another house or place or building in San Antonio that has that much authentic legacy.
This is what it looks like today.
It almost welcomes you.
It's a landmark that also serves as the home base for Hope House Ministries.
We're here to continue the legacy that the Suttons started here.
As this social service group on the east side starts to expand, members want to honor the Suttons.
This family, they fought for the underprivileged, and anyone seeking help, they would lend a helping hand. And when you're in here and when you're participating in helping, you kind of feel that.
A planned community center for Hope House is in its early stages, and preservation is a priority.
We need to stand up for places like this and look for ways to conserve, preserve, and protect them.
Keeping the story of the Sutton family standing, just like this house on the corner of Cherry and Dawson.
So many notable people also passed through this house. We have a full list already on KSAT.com, and also on our website right now, we have the full story, what we originally did on Hope House Ministries, focusing in on their efforts in Dignity Hill. That was in our Know My Neighborhood series, and the next installment of that series airs later tonight at 6. We hope you'll join us. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
During this Black History Month, local leaders came together for a special celebration. This event yesterday benefited the kids and families served by BCFS Health and Human Services. That's a local nonprofit at Loop 410 near Babcock Road. So guests heard about stories about the history of the community, enjoyed art and food. The goal was to inspire young people as they learn about Black history.
With the event today, it is my hope that some young person who may not have thought that they would have the opportunity to serve in the roles as state representatives or judges or dentists or doctors or poets or artists, that they too can have that dream and they can achieve anything they want with hard work, education, perseverance, and to keep pushing forward.
And you can find more stories about Black History Month on our website. Just head over to KSAT.com. And we wanted to give you an update. We were telling you earlier about a huge outage for AT&T customers, which meant, leaving customers unable to place calls, text, or access the internet. So now we are hearing that Verizon and T-Mobile customers reported some network outages as well. So also that number, just to give you, it was about 31,000 AT&T customers reported outages on digital service, that according to the tracking site Down Detector. And just wanted to give you an update that it was more than AT&T being affected.
Yeah, you wonder what's behind that, if it's more than one of the big nationwide networks.
Yes, a lot of people having problems this morning. Let's go ahead and check in with Justin to see if there are any problems on the roadways.
So far, so good, guys. We haven't seen a lot of flashing lights this morning. That's the way we like it. So as we look at TransGuide once again, it's been good. 37 at Alamo Dome. We haven't had any problems there. As we look towards downtown, 37 at Southeast Military. Traffic has not picked up there quite yet. Now, we know this is about the time of morning where the volume of traffic does start to pick up. As we look across the city, it's all green. Now, the areas that we start to see some slowdowns are going to be out here along Highway 90 inbound, and then 35. We often start to see some slowdowns. Haven't seen that just yet. And we still do have that crash. It was called in as a rollover there along Wurzbach Parkway, and now we are starting to see some slowdowns in both directions right at Wetmore. That's out near the airport. So heads up there. And as we said earlier, if you're an early morning commuter, know that 1604 will be shut down tomorrow, westbound Vance Jackson to I-10. Basically 9 p.m. tonight until 5 a.m. tomorrow. So by 5 a.m. they should be picking that up, and it'll be okay. But if you're leaving well before sunrise, know that that could be a slowdown for you.
Yes. Back to the cell phone outage. I know a lot of us have AT&T, but have you guys had issues this morning? You have not.
We've been okay.
Okay.
Wood, yeah.
And mine's out. And
I have T-Mobile, but mine's good.
Okay. All right. So it does seem to be hit or miss.
Yeah, sporadic. A lot of our crews out in the field are having problems.
Yeah, that too. And what we're finding is in the place where your cell phone bars usually are, for some of us, there's nothing there. Other people are seeing SOS in that area. So it's a bizarre start to the day for a lot of folks.
Which then, when you have to do like Duo Mobile, sign into your computers at work and things like that, and people are stuck. I mean,
it kind of messes up your workflow a little bit.
Kind of shows how dependent we are on these things.
Do you still have a landline? I'm wondering how many people still have a landline versus a cell phone.
See, a lot of people ditched them, but I hear they may be coming back because of concerns and worries about stuff like this.
Yeah.
As a safety measure.
My mom has one. Keep it, Mom.
Keep it.
Just keep it.
Right, change the subject. I was just reading on this date, 44 years ago, the Miracle on Ice in the
Lake
80
Placid,
Olympics.
New York.
Yes, when they beat the U.S. beat the Russians, and it still gives me shivers thinking about it, because to me that's the greatest moment in sports ever. So, and then they had to go on and still play for the gold medal game.
Right.
And of course, the great line from the coach, Herb Brooks, he just said to him, he goes, "You'll take it to your bad word graves if you lose this game. You didn't win the championship." But yeah, that was so good. And one of the controversies was the game was played late in the afternoon, but ABC delayed the broadcast. And news announced that they had already won, and they're like, wait a minute, we wanted to see the game. You just gave it away, and people were kind of complaining about that. But anyway, that was, and a great movie, too.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Kurt Russell playing that coach. Yeah.
And the way he brought those guys together, the Midwesterners and the East Coast guys.
Good primer for the summer games this year.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So, all right, it's still, I like that. That was so great watching that. 65 degrees this morning, a little bit of fog out there, and maybe some mist. It's really, really humid. And then that's all going to be changing midday with a front, but despite that front, we get up to 86 degrees thanks to all that very dry air out there and some downsloping winds. We'll talk more about that in a moment. 46 days until the big eclipse on April the 8th on that Monday, and it's going to be just after noontime. And of course, Eagle Pass is going to be the first city in the United States to experience the totality of the eclipse, and it's going to be traveling pretty much in a northeastwardly line. And it's always kind of weird to think, because why is the eclipse going from west to east primarily when the moon rises? Moon actually rotates around the Earth, revolves around the Earth from west to east, but the Earth spins a little bit faster, and that's why we see it rise in the east and set in the west. But again, 46 days until that big eclipse out there. And speaking of the moon, beautiful picture. It's going to be full on Saturday on the 24th. Great shot. Thank you very much for that. All right, here's what's going on. The upper level steering winds. We have got, obviously, the warm air in place, the very humid air in place. We get this front, this little bit of a kind of a northwesterly flow coming on in here. That's going to pull down some dry air. Slightly, I don't want to say cooler air, well, yes, cooler, but we're still going to be above normal all the way through the weekend, but at least we're going to have low humidity. Humidity begins to return, though, and we start to warm up again going into late Sunday and especially the first part of the week. So it's back to the low 80s and kind of late spring, almost summery, but there's another more potent front which is going to be working its way through here, and that's going to be later in the day on Wednesday, and that's really going to knock temperatures down for the latter portion of then next week and right around the start of March. Now, as far as looking outside right now, we do have some fog up there right around Bernie going up toward Kerrville. Not bad. Castroville has dropped a little bit in the past couple of hours, so of course, we're going to have to keep an eye out over the course of the rest of the morning for some of that. And again, the wind later on today, once that front moves through here, we're going to be seeing those gusts, 20, 25, close to 30 miles per hour. And it is also going to be blustery tomorrow. But for today, dry air and windy conditions, that's what's prompting those red flag warnings out in western portions of the hill country. 86 today. Not a record, but way up there, a good 15, 16, 17 degrees above normal. Back to the mid 70s the next few days. Drier air, so it is going to be comfortable. Again, still well above normal. And then Sunday, pushing at 80. Humidity comes back in here to start off next week. And then that next big front's going to move through. Right now, it looks like it's going to be mid to late afternoon on Wednesday. And like I said, that will definitely pull down some cooler air. Back to jacket weather for the end of next week. Then.
Well, how about that?
After the 80s.
Yeah. Shorts and then jackets. So.
All right. Keeps it interesting. Thanks, Mike.
22 past the hour, 64 degrees.
We'll be right back.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
All right, welcome back. Any Morning Consumer Headlines, a new warning about wearable technology. The FDA says smartwatches and smart rings are not reliable for measuring blood sugar, but the agency says they can be paired with devices that use needles to measure those levels. The FDA did not name specific brands.
Google is sprucing up its sign-in page. The new look is aligned more horizontally to work better with more screens. The page is said to be a more modern look and feel with pretty much the same sign-in steps. So the complete rollout is expected to take about 2 weeks.
And Apple has added real-time sports scores to iPhone lock screens as part of a new app called Sports. Users can set up their favorite teams and get instant updates while they're playing. Right now it only works with basketball, hockey, and soccer. Other sports are on the way.
Time now, 6:26 and 64 degrees for now.
Here is Mia Montgomery with what's coming up before 7 on GMSA.
There's a new exhibition now open here at the museum. Coming up, we're taking you inside all things Mission Astronaut.
Outside with live cam, another very mild morning. As a matter of fact, Mike was telling us earlier in the newscast that our current temperatures are closer to our normal daytime high temperatures.
But we can handle it. Good morning. It is 6:30, Thursday, February 22nd.
Thanks for starting your morning with us. We're going to talk some cell phone issues or outages this morning coming up, but Mike is going to lead us off with weather.
Yeah, closer to the normal high temperature, on average 20 above where we should be as far as a low, down in the low mid or the mid 40s this time of year. So that's all going to be changing. Not quite back down to normal readings, but not going to be the extreme we're having right now and also later on today. Here's a look at the airport cam looking off to the east. That's 410. A lot of clouds hanging around here. We'll see more sunshine later on today. We're not seeing a whole lot of fog, even though we've got a whole lot of moisture out here, and dew points and air temperatures are running kind of neck and neck. Just a little bit over there heading out I-10, although Bernie stage has improved slightly. Notice around Rock Springs, we're now starting to see some fog. Castroville, a little hint of it. So we'll still be on the lookout for some of this because a lot of times right after the sun comes up, it likes to kind of thicken up in places. Temperatures, everybody with just a couple of exceptions are in the 60s right now, low to mid 60s, a bunch of humidity. This is all going to change. These numbers are going to be cut in half and then some with a front that moves on through here. Much drier air, windy conditions, but that's what's prompting, again, the red flag warning out in our extreme western counties, and then for pretty much the rest of the hill country in elevated fire danger because we haven't had a whole bunch of rain and we got the windy, dry conditions out there. Mold, ash, mulberry, everything is on the low side. And today, front moves through right around midday. Dry air, windy conditions. However, it's one of those kind of odd situations where temperatures are actually going to spike in behind this front. So we're going to be up into the mid 80s later on today. Then over the next couple of days, it will be lower temperature. I don't want to say cold necessarily, but cooler in the morning, sunny and not as warm, but still above normal tomorrow. And that's going through the weekend. But by Sunday, we'll be in the upper 70s. Humidity starts to return. And then starting off next week, hot and humid back to the low 80s. However, there's a more potent front that's going to be coming on through here next Wednesday. And that's going to bring in some more jacket weather to finish up next week. All the details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Justin, any big problems out there?
No big ones. We do have one at 410 and Jackson Keller. And real quick, a suggestion for you, if you're trying to make a call this morning, you're at home and you have Wi-Fi, you can switch over to Wi-Fi calling, and that can sometimes help. You can actually make some calls through Wi-Fi. So just a heads up, you can do that in your settings. But I know that outages is causing a lot of problems this morning. Okay, 410 and Jackson Keller, that's that incident we just talked about. It's on the shoulder. Looks like that's a Hero truck. So it's not causing a lot of problems here, but we are starting to see some brake lights. We know how this goes. As people pass by, they're going to hit the brakes, and it can eventually cause some backup. So far, nothing big, but the longer it's there, the more issues we'll see. That is, again, 410 Vance Jackson, right about there. So far, we're still seeing green on the map. Now, the one spot that we are starting to see some slowdowns, and this is typical every morning, they're along Highway 90 inbound out near 1604. So the slowdowns are beginning to start as we get into the heart of the morning commute. But thankfully, it's been a pretty quiet morning so far, guys.
Justin, thank you very much. And more on what he was just talking about. We've been tracking this story all morning here on GMSA. Thousands and thousands of customers have reported cell service outages this morning. During the peak so far today, more than 50,000 customers have been affected, according to the website downdetector.com. The latest development is Verizon and T-Mobile customers have now also reported some disruptions. It's exactly unclear how many people have been impacted or what has led to these cell phone or smartphone outages. We are told CNN has reached out to all the major carriers, including AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon for more information, but we have not yet heard back from them. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the morning.
Now to an Amber Alert that went out to phones at the start of this hour. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is searching for Cecilia Alvarado. She is 13 years old, 5'5", 130 pounds, has black hair, brown eyes, and was last seen wearing a gray shirt and black pants. Law enforcement officials believe that she is in grave or immediate danger, so if you have any information regarding this abduction, you are asked to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. That number is on your screen right now. That's 713-755-7427.
He was forced to retire after what the city manager described as an inappropriate and offensive comment.
Former San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood speaking for the first time exclusively to KSAT about the comment and what he says is a need for closure.
Steve Spriester asked the former chief about the offensive comment that we are not repeating on air and about how his world changed when he was called into a January 3rd meeting with San Antonio City Manager Eric Walsh.
Let's hit what happened at the end of your tenure head on.
I regret using it. And I take accountability and responsibility for it. I've admitted it from day one that I did say it. And for that, I'm sorry.
Do you think you let anybody down in this process?
I think I let myself down, my family, my kids, especially my kids, and then the members of this department. It was one bad day. It was one comment, and I'm not going to be judged on one incident or one comment. Even though we had a bad day and we regret what happened, you can never take away the work that's been done here in 16 and a half years.
So you're saying you said this once?
I'm saying that I have said it, and I always had an exit strategy, and I'd always planned that I wanted to leave with my legacy intact and with all of those things there. And I didn't necessarily get to do that.
Now, Hood believes his legacy is intact and says what he leaves behind at SAFD is one of the best departments in the county and the world. Right now on our website, more on his legacy and whether he thinks he should have been forced to retire.
And you can also watch the entire interview with Charles Hood right now in our latest edition of Spriester Sessions. It's all on KSAT.com and all of our KSAT streaming platforms, including the KSAT YouTube page.
The city of San Antonio has a new program that hopes will better connect its officers to the neighborhoods they protect. The goal for the Community Immersion Program, or CIP, is to promote peace, understanding, and cooperation between police and the community. To do that, cadets will meet with local business owners, civic leaders, and nonprofits in areas where they will eventually be assigned.
Respond to a call and see a familiar face. How does that assist you and also the person that might be in distress or in need?
It helps out in a big part because that person already knows you. That person can open up to you because they know you. You can better serve that person because you know their needs.
The pilot program is almost halfway through its 3-year run. After that, several universities will study the program, and the city will decide if it becomes permanent. If you're interested in getting this program in your community, we have the steps you need to take to get things started right now on our website. Well, looking ahead, our next edition of Know My Neighborhood takes us to San Antonio's north side.
Tonight, it's all about the Sherrill Hills Ridgeview area. Here's a sneak peek.
This whole area is 50s, 60s.
Our neighborhood's been changing a lot.
It's quiet, it's calm, it's familiar, It's easy.
I like the people.
We have neighbors that we literally can go get a cup of sugar.
Even people that I disagree with on some issues.
These are people who are fleeing situations. They're trying to come here and improve their lives.
That's not what the neighborhood was developed for.
To me, the convenience of living here is a huge thing to me.
It's easy for me to get anywhere I want to get to within San Antonio from here.
You know, 281, there's 410, just, I mean, a hop, skip, and a jump.
I would love to ride my bike to McAllister and get on the Salado Creek Greenway Trail, but getting across 410 is, you know, taking your life into your own hands.
These houses spoke of living a very different way, a much more casual, and a way that was somewhat nostalgic.
This community is going to continue to grow and be there for other people to enjoy and have the life that we had.
It's a neighborhood dealing with differences in a lot of ways, but it's also a place where people are united by what they love.
The area has a lot of history and quite a few landmarks like the Boots from North Star Mall, the Almost Basin Golf Course, and of course, the Rollercade.
Yes, the Rollercade. That's where KSAT will be live later tonight. You can watch along with us starting at 6 p.m.
It should be fun to watch. Time now, 6:39 and 65 degrees for now.
What to wear today or how to dress the kids? Well, it's pretty warm out there for February 22nd, no doubt about that. 65 degrees out at San Antonio International.
Hi, welcome back. It is 6:43. February is Cancer Prevention Month, and despite cancer diagnosis going up over the past 10 years, mortality is down thanks to early screenings, new medications, and technology. So what exactly is cancer? Well, doctors at the START Center describe it as abnormal changes of the cells in your body that grow into a mass, and this can happen in any part of the body.
I think the most important thing is to see your primary care doctor, make sure you're established with one. That way you can, get routine blood work. That way you're up to date on all your screenings that's necessary. If you have any concerns, you can bring it to their attention immediately.
And when it comes to risk factors, there are two types: modifiable, which are things you can do to change your chances on getting cancer. These include stopping smoking, limiting alcohol use, maintaining a healthy weight, and using sunscreen on a daily basis. So the other type is non-modifiable, which means you cannot change these things. This includes your genetics and your family history. So all types of cancers have their own symptoms, but the most common signs of cancer include losing weight quickly, a loss of appetite, and pain in a specific part of the body.
Let's check on traffic. We've got a big backup, 410 Jackson Keller area.
Yeah, volumes are starting to pick up, and when you add just one incident here on the shoulder, it really starts to cause the brake lights to come on, and this is where you get these slowdowns. This is at 410 Jackson Keller. I believe we're looking east here, and this is on the shoulder, but it's really causing folks to slam on the brakes, and that means we're going to get a slowdown starting to show up on our maps too. Once you get into that yellow color, that's where it's kind of stop and go. So that'll be there for a while longer as long as those flashing lights are there. And this is an area that already gets congested as is. As we take you out west, a couple spots here, 151 inbound, starting to see some slowdowns. These are typical slowdowns, but they're getting a little bit worse, especially along Highway 90 as you're coming into town there. Starting to see some red showing up on the map, which means that is definitely some stop and go traffic. So things picking up. Thankfully, we have not seen just a ton of incidents so far this morning. And this is the one lone set of flashing lights that we're seeing on TransSky.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Try not to read the caption on this picture and see if you can guess where it is just by looking at the picture.
Okay.
So I think it's cool as can be.
I saw his name, so I was going to say, I already guessed it. Taylor.
What is it?
It's Woodlawn Lake.
That's Woodlawn Lake.
Well, I was thinking like it was a cotton field at first.
Yeah.
Or snow being blown around or something like that. Just enough of a wind, that little bit of a chop, And yeah, it's very cool looking because usually, I mean, that's like glass right around sunset when he takes those pictures.
Yeah, Taylor always takes these pictures and makes it look like we're not in San Antonio or it's not Woodlawn Lake. But I saw his name, so I knew right away.
Some white caps going on out there.
Well, I know.
Cool.
I mean, is it? Yeah, really cool looking there. Thank you very much for that picture. All right, looking off to the east. I think that's just the headlights of the cars, not any glow of the sunrise. Got a lot of low clouds hanging around here right now. Some fog, but again, it is very limited now out toward Rock Springs and then Bernie Stage, obviously. We've got some of that fog, but these numbers haven't changed in about the past hour. They can, though, once sun comes up, and then, in the next few hours, we'll just have to be on the lookout for that. Keep talking about the wind later on today because we've got this front that's going to be moving through here. Late morning hill country, noon, early afternoon here in town. Wind's going to start to shift around. The drier air will come on in here, and that's going to do a couple of things. First of all, the dry air, the downsloping wind is going to then make temperatures kind of skyrocket. So we're going to be up into the mid 80s later on today. And then also that's what's prompting red flag warnings out there in western portions of the hill country. But it's going to stay breezy all day long and into the evening hours. And then also we'll have another pretty windy day tomorrow. There's the outline for that red flag warning from Eagle Pass up toward Rock Springs and including Del Rio. And of course, dry air, elevated winds, elevated fire danger out in all of the western counties later on today. Temperatures this morning pretty much aren't going to be moving at all. We'll warm up fairly quickly throughout the day, already up to 80 at noon. But then again, we've got such a warm start. That's not a big stretch. And then we top off at 86 later on today. Not a record, but a good 15, 17 degrees on average above normal all around the area. And then we'll have clear skies tonight. Now, the next couple of days, it's not going to be as warm, and it's going to be very comfortable with the low humidity. However, and this is going to be into the first part of the weekend, but during the day Sunday, humidity is going to come back into the picture. Monday, Tuesday, very humid and downright hot again, up into the 80s. Then that next front moves through here, and that's going to be the middle part of next week, and that'll be back to jacket weather. So it's, it's going to be a real mild weekend, starting off with shorts and flip-flops next week, and then back to heavy coats by the end of the week. We got the front moving through midday today, 86 and behind that front, and the humidity is going to be dropping off, very windy, down to 50 tomorrow, 48 on Saturday, mid 70s. So again, still above normal. Warmer on Sunday. Here comes the humidity Monday and Tuesday. Low 80s for high temperatures, lows stay in the 60s, and we'll still be very warm on Wednesday. Then that front's going to move through later on in the day, and like I said, that's really going to knock temperatures down for the end of next week. More after this.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, we are following the new fallout from the decision about frozen embryos from Alabama's Supreme Court. Also, an exclusive first look at the documentary asking the question, where is Wendy Williams? The talk show queen's family is breaking its silence, and you'll see all of that right here on GMA.
This morning, there's a brand new space-themed exhibit now open at the Museum.
As meteorologist Mia Montgomery shows us, Mission Astronaut invites visitors to take in the wonders of outer space with various interactive challenges.
There's a new exhibition now open at the Museum that has to do with all things space. Let's go check out Mission Astronaut.
This whole exhibition is really about kind of understanding what it is to be an astronaut and the future of space travel. We, of course, wanted to tie into the eclipse, so we've added some additional exhibits that will kind of explain the eclipse, but from the viewpoint of an astronaut.
When kids step into the exhibit, they're going to be faced with interactive, hands-on challenges, all from the mindset of an astronaut. That's going to test things like teamwork, physics, and engineering. What better time to experience this than before the total eclipse on April 8th?
They can learn how it is to exercise in space. They can think about, what's the future? Would we be able to potentially plant in the future? And how could you grow a plant? There's a robotic arm that they could operate and kind of move around some space junk.
For more information about the Mission Astronaut exhibit here at the Museum that truly is out of this world, head over to our website, KSAT.com. Mia Montgomery, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Mia. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women, causing 1 in 3 deaths each year.
Well, coming up on GMSA at 9, we're going to introduce you to one local woman who underwent open heart surgery and whose entire family has been dealing with heart issues, and how she's been working all her life to inform other women about the warning signs of heart disease.
Before we do a last look at traffic and weather, we do want to get you updated on a story we've been tracking all morning here on GMSA. Downdetector.com is still reporting a significant outage for AT&T customers, and we learned within the last hour this has now expanded to some Verizon and T-Mobile customers as well, and maybe even more customers, but the number has continued to go up. Now, that makes sense to a degree because more and more people are waking up to find out that their smartphones are not working. So again, issues with multiple carriers affecting tens of thousands of people here in Texas this morning and other states. So this definitely bears watching.
Yes, big problems there, and looks like there's some problems off of Loop 410 at Jackson-Keller Road.
There was still the Hero truck there on the shoulder. You see the flashing lights, and they're working on something there. These cars are doing the right thing. They're slowing down, trying to get over a little bit to give these folks room, because you can see there's a responder right there, right on the line. So you got to be so very careful, and that's why they're coming to almost a stop here and letting people over. But that causes sort of a cascading effect in the other lanes, and then you get the backup. And that, again, is at 410 to Jackson-Keller. That's where we have one of the biggest issues right now, and the slowdown is really starting to stack up back to I-10. We also have more stack-ups back along Highway 90, 151, 1604 on the west side, and I-35 inbound coming into town there on the northeast side. Mike.
Lots of clouds, lots of humidity, not a whole lot of fog this morning. That picture's pretty clear. We got some if you're heading out I-10, and then further out to the west, out there around Rock Springs. We'll just be on the lookout for it throughout the rest of the morning. Mid-60s around here. We do have red flag warnings in our western counties. Big front moves through midday. It's going to get hot behind that, but drier air and gusty conditions, and then not as hot the next few days.
All right, not too bad. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
We'll try to keep you updated on these cell service interruptions.